Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing a Christmas card for a Your Next Stamp Fun Friday challenge where we're to make a card for someone specific. So every year my dogs need vaccinations around the middle of December, so I always bring the vet and their staff a Christmas gift and a card. And of course, it's generally dog related. So when I saw the new Crazy for Christmas stamp set from Your Next Stamp, I knew that that would be what I used for my card today. So it is a larger than A2 card folded. It is 5 inches by 6.5 inches, and it's a card and envelope set that I picked up at Michael's many years ago, but I'm pretty sure they still sell them. The pretty foiled pattern paper is a retired set from Stampin' Up! And I stamped one of the sentiments from the Crazy for Christmas on white cardstock, matted it with a gold pearl cardstock, and just used scissors to fishtail the ends. A little bit of seam binding, and this is from the Bling It On sparkly gumdrops from Your Next Stamp. In fact, it was my very last copper one. I used copper because of the copper in the on the foiled snowflakes, and it's my very last one, so I'm going to have to reorder some more of those gumdrops. I do love the Your Next Stamp gumdrops. Now inside is the dog. So you can see I cut a window from the front, and I'll talk about that in just a sec. And there is that adorable dog, or one of the adorable dogs from the Crazy for Christmas set. I stamped it on white cardstock with Your Next Stamp black olive ink. Before I did the coloring though, I used one of the coordinating dies and die cut my dog out, and I wanted to point out that the die cuts this little area in between as well, between his neck and his tail and ornament. It cuts that opening out. I love that feature of Your Next Stamp dies. They always have a lot of detail like that in them. And then to do the coloring, I just pressed a dye ink pad onto my glass mat, picked up the color with a water brush, and quickly painted it in that way. Now, I didn't use watercolor cardstock, and I maybe used a little bit too much water in spots where I could see that the cardstock was starting to pill a little bit from the added water. But in this case, I didn't mind because it kind of left the dog looking a little bit furry. The red is an Ohuhu alcohol marker, and I did add a little bit of gold gel pen to the scarf, and then Wink of Stella to the antlers, the ornament, and the snow on the ground. And that's where I had a big oops. I had a Wink of Stella explosion, and it's all my fault. I overfilled the Wink of Stella pen. I know that you can add a little bit of water to your Wink of Stella when you're getting really low on it, and it will rejuvenate it a little bit. And someone in one YouTube video said that they use rubbing alcohol. So I had refilled my Wink of Stella with the rubbing alcohol, and it works really well, but I overfilled it. So it tends to come out rather quickly sometimes and unexpected. It's very random how it happens. So this, I was painting some glitter on the snowbank so the dog wasn't floating, and I had this oops. So I quickly used my heat gun so that it didn't run my ink, and it is a little bit blurry, but to me the snow, it looks like it's underneath the snow then. So I actually was happy with how it worked out in the end. Again, this is the same patterned paper, and I am a bit of a pattern paper miser, especially when it's beautiful pattern paper like this. So all of this part of the pattern paper is hidden anyhow. I used a Your Next Stamp rectangle die, stitched rectangle die, and I die cut out a panel from this piece before I adhered it, which gave me actually two pieces. It gave me this kind of frame that I could adhere inside the card, add this larger white panel to, and you would never know that underneath here there is no more pattern paper. And I have a stitched rectangle that I can use on another project. So to make my window, I used my new little peekaboo doors die set. Every year, Karen Dedman, the owner at Your Next Stamp, has a 40% off sale for her birthday in October, and I took advantage of that and added a few Your Next Stamp items to my collection, and this peekaboo door set was one of them. It does make flaps with a perforated edge that you can lift up, but the dies are separate, so I snipped away this center part, and this scallop here is what I used to die cut the window. It's just such a nice big size. It's exactly what I was looking for. After I was finished die cutting, I laid the die back down onto my panel and outlined it with a gold gel pen. Now, this card being larger, I wasn't sure how I was going to cut that window. I did it after I adhered the pattern paper though, and I'm using a Spellbinders Platinum 6, and let me tell you, it just fit through. This corner got a little bit of a crease on it, but I went very slowly and very carefully, used removable tape to adhere my die to the panel, and ran it through so slowly, and it worked with no bumps or creases, and I was able to cut a window in my larger card. Of course, if you're using an A2 card, you can cut your window and it will fit through a Spellbinders Platinum 6 or even a Big Shot without any problem. Those are the two machines that I've used, so I don't know about a Cuttlebug. But there is my card for the vet, and I will be giving them their card with a gift when I see them in December. Now, the vet's office is still doing no contact because of COVID, so you phone them when you arrive in the parking lot, and when they're ready, they will come out and take the dogs into the vet's office, and then the vet calls you and you can have any discussion that you need. So that's a little stressful for one of my dogs. The other one is quite happy to go in, but they'll get their shots. I will be able to deliver them their Christmas gift with this fun card, and I know they'll appreciate it. They always look forward to my cards at Christmas time. If you enjoyed my video today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. And that's it for me today.